individuals that say you've inspired me and your life and work has resonated with me, and I'm grateful for that. But the thing that I find so difficult to get people to understand is that for everything that you see publicly, there are so many hours of work and preparation and development that go into that behind the scenes that you will never see. And so I always tell people I'm not successful because I stand on a platform. I'm successful because of the process that has preserved my platform for so long. Anybody can succeed for a moment, but do you have the ability to sustain success for a long time? And that's why we have so many one hit wonders when it comes to success. We see them today, and then next year we forget all about them and they've disappeared because they were so focused on a moment that they did not realize that you have to sustain a moment. And the only way that you can really sustain a moment is through excellence. And excellence requires you to operate at a whole different level. And so, there are a lot of people always that want to pick my brain. They would like to spend a day with me. They want to shadow and see how I do different things. And, I laugh because very few people probably could handle that, because what you will discover is that I'm very demanding, I'm very particular, and I probably would come across as a bit obsessive if you were really behind the scenes and seeing what it takes to do what I do. I'm obsessive because not only is this my brand and this is about me, but I'm excessive because I have created a standard of excellence, excuse me, in my work and everything that I do. And so, you don't just entrust that level of responsibility and work to just common people. And lot of people don't really know what excellence is. We think that excellence is how something looks, when excellence is an attitude, it is a philosophy, it is a paradigm that encompasses not just what you do, but who you are as an individual. And that's what we're missing in the world. Everybody wants systems and processes and steps, but when you start to talk about this dimension called excellence and operating in it consistently, this is where most people fall off. And I can't stay there, because if I stay there, this will turn into a conversation about excellence, and that's not my topic today. Okay, here we go. When I look around the world today, I see a lot of talented and gifted people. However, I also know that most talented and gifted people are frustrated. And they're frustrated for a lot of reasons. I believe that some of them are frustrated because they know that they're living mediocre, they're not living up to their potential. I believe some of them are frustrated because they can't seem to figure out how to get out of them what God put in them. I think some of them are frustrated because, like I was, you don't have the relationships or the connections that you need for certain things to happen in your life. And you're trying to give articulation to this thing that you know is in you, that you want to get out and you want to share it with the world, but you have no clue how to do it. And I believe that they're frustrated because they don't know how to flourish. Um, a lot of people don't know how to flourish. They know how to get started, they know how to get some traction. But when you talk about sustainability and the ability to thrive and the ability to hit the bullseye every time and to consistently deliver at a high level, that's where most people fail, because they lack that level of consistency and intentionality that it takes to do that over and over. And I believe that a lot of people are frustrated because their dreams are dying. You know, where there is no vision, where there is no prophetic utterance, the people cast off restraints and run wild. I say this all the time. We don't have a gang problem in the world. We don't have a gun problem in the world. We don't have a crime problem in the world. What we have is a generation of people with no vision. And so when you live with no vision, you live idle. And when you live idle, you become victims of circumstances in your environment. And You never live up to your potential and become who you were created to be. And there are so many people, their dreams are dying every day. They don't have a vision. And when you don't have a vision, you become a victim of somebody else's vision. You become you become a chess piece in somebody else's game. You become an extra in somebody else's screenplay. And so one of the things that we have to get clear about is you got to have your own vision for your own life. And one of the things that troubles me in the world today is that instead of taking the time to develop a personal vision and a personal mission statement for your life, people will just go copy somebody else's and just make it theirs. And what we don't realize is that when God formed you in your mother's womb and He sent you out of eternity into time to fulfill a unique purpose and assignment in your lifetime and generation, He didn't tell he didn't look in heaven and look at somebody else's assignment and compare you to that person's assignment, because we all come here with unique giftings and abilities and capacity. But some kind of way, when we get into the earth, we lose track of the worth and the value and significance of our lives, and we start comparing ourselves to other people. So we look around, we don't feel like we measure up. We don't feel like we're good enough. We don't believe that we have anything of value to contribute to the world. So we start comparing ourselves to other people. And I'm going to do what so and so does, and I'm going to just do that. And do we ever take the time to consider that the God of the universe, the intelligent, brilliant designer who made you, didn't make you to be like anybody else? And you don't need to look to the left or to the right to compare yourself to anybody to be who God created you to be. And instead of trying to emulate other people, find out who you were engineered to be. I think one of the greatest things that God ever did for me was allow me to be rejected, because it was the rejection of other people that created a pursuit of God in my life. And that pursuit of God helped me to discover who God made me to be. And that's why I'm so unique and I operate in the way that I do in the world, because I know exactly who I am and I know exactly who God called me to be. And I can respect what you do. I can glean from what you do. I can even extrapolate certain things from what you do, but I don't want to be you. Because I'm very, very solid in who God created me to be. And what I want you to do, I want you to arrive at a place in your life where you're not competing or comparing yourself to other people, but you are living as the greatest expression of who God created you to be. And before I go into a flow, we are talking about push, taking your life out of neutral, part two. Push, taking your life out of neutral, part two. Many people are frustrated because they feel that their hopes are being extinguished. And we know that hope deferred makes the heart sick. We got a lot of people with sick hearts because they have no hope. And if your hope is in this world, you're of all men most miserable. I tell people all the time, get your hope out of this world and get your hope in something eternal, something that is greater than what you can see with your physical eyes around you. You know, if we look around the world today, there is a myriad of challenges, political, economic, social challenges plaguing the world. That's what I do. I talk with leaders, I consult, I advise leaders on things that are happening in the world and how to navigate them. But if you don't have vision, if you don't have hope of something greater than what you see, you're going to live a depressed life, because there's so much that's happening in the world. But the great thing about it is that regardless of what's happening in the world, you can live from a higher realm and you can live from a higher reality, and you can bring other people into that reality all the time. And they're frustrated because they feel that their potential is not being maximized. There is nothing more disheartening than to live your life knowing that you have this great potential and not knowing what to do with it, not knowing how to cultivate it. And I come across so many people all the time that have great promise and great potential, but they're doing nothing with it. It's dormant, and that potential is going to be squandered and wasted unless they get around individuals that can help pull out of them what's on the inside of them. And you owe it to yourself to surround yourself with people that can help you get out of you what's in you. Stop hanging around with Humpty Dumpty and Bumpty and get around people that stretch you and challenge you to become the best version of yourself. Get